Hey, what's up everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here, and I wanted to give my own input on something. I sat back on it a little bit, probably for the past week or so, and I've just heard a lot of reactions and comments and YouTube videos from other, photographers about the Nikon D750 issue and, the lens flare issue that it's having. Is it a big deal? Is it not a big deal? First of all, if you're making a video or any kind of article or blog about it, it's a big deal. Let's talk about it right now. So if you are not aware of the issue, and if you're a D750 owner, I'm sorry, but basically what's happening is there is a bad lens flare issue that not all the models of the Nikon D750 have, but some do. And essentially there is a little gap under the mirror, and I'll try to, if I can find a picture of it, I'll post it for you. And what's it doing? It's causing this weird light leak, lens flare type leak. The Canon 5D Mark III had, a similar issue with that. It was a little different, but the Nikon D750s are having a rough time handling like ambient light, background light, and getting it properly because of this little gap. Well, there is a little fix for that. I'll cover that in a second. But is this really a big deal? Is this something that should, kind of just be like, maybe I shouldn't buy this? To me, it's a big freaking deal. It's not like this is a cheap camera. Now, everyone knows the oil incident with the sensor and everything from the Nikon D600, and they had to do a huge recall. They didn't accept responsibility for like a year and a half for this, and now it's something similar Nikon's doing again. I don't know what the hell they're doing wrong. It blows my mind. They make high-end quality cameras and they literally are failing, in just the past recent years. So since the D600 fallout where they did their call out, you could send it in, they replaced everything for free and everything like that. The recall, everyone thought, okay, things are going to be great. Whoever thinks anything with the D750, is it really an upgrade to the D700, all that kind of stuff. The D750 was their next popular camera. And, it started selling really, really well, but then all of a sudden people had issues. And from what I know, it came from a concert photographer who was getting these flare issues from the LED lights that were hanging up, and it just kept going across his photos. And it's not in every single one of them, but it's just some, and they were some of a crucial moment for them. It is a big freaking deal. You're spending a lot of money on it. If you're reacting to it, you don't like it. I hear a lot of people say that, all right, it's not a big deal, it's just this small thing. It hasn't happened to me a lot, maybe 1 out of every 4 pictures. But you're paying for high quality. I absolutely don't understand that. That's like buying a car that doesn't have an engine and you're like, well, it only doesn't have an engine. The freaking thing doesn't run. This is a major issue. Nikon hasn't acknowledged it yet. There's been no press release on it or anything yet. There's been, other people out saying how to fix the issue. And essentially what they're doing, which I would never, ever do, especially when you're spending over $2,000, $2,000 US dollars on a piece of photography equipment. It's not a cheap thing, but people are using reflective tape. Once again, if I have a picture of that, I'll show that up there as well. And they're kind of using that to fill the gap so everything kind of hits the mirror, so there's no leak. And you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to duct tape. You shouldn't have to Band-Aid anything you just bought that's essentially brand new. And the fact that there is no recall for it yet or anything, and that's a big deal. I'm not trying to be over dramatic about it. I think a lot of people, I know it was a big issue with the D600s, but a lot of people saw things when there really wasn't, just to create the drama for it. But this is actually, I'm not saying there wasn't a problem there, but this is a big thing too. Once again, you're spending a lot of money on a camera, on your profession. People went in and said, okay, I had a Nikon D60, a D80, and I've been building lenses, or I've had a lower end Nikon, I've been building lenses, I want to jump in the full frame, wasn't sure if I wanted the Nikon D610, but the D750, yes, let's jump into it, let's grow with that camera, just to find out that you're being screwed. Now the D750 is super strong. It has its own user. Once again, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I reviewed it. It's strong, image quality, fantastic, it does its job. But the fact that there is this big malfunction, and it is totally, totally unacceptable. So at this time, should you buy a D750? it's hard for me to say yes because it's a big mechanical flaw. You're going to have to send it back. Yeah, it could probably be free, but Nikon might not even really fully acknowledge this and do their recalls, you know, for a year or two. So do you really want to be sitting on that? Once again, does it happen every single time? Absolutely not. You can still get great quality images, but there's going to be times where, you know, and I'm a wedding you know, photographer, and for reception halls and everything like that, you get these lights that aren't the greatest, you know, and it will show up. That's the thing. You know, once again, it won't be every time, and I'm kind of repeating that, but it's still there. It has the chance of ruining a moment when you're spending premium dollars for your photography gear. It is up to you. If I was in the industry, you know, just coming up, would I buy the D750 right now, knowing that there is a mechanical flaw with it? You know, that there's really no essential fix for it. I wouldn't degrade the body even worse by putting that reflective tape in it. Once again, it said to work. Okay, that's fine. I would physically hate doing that, paying, you know, $200 for a brand new camera body just to gook it up with crud on the inside. So this is a big issue. It needs to be addressed. It needs to be fixed. I wouldn't buy it right now. I would either sit on it or invest in a Nikon D610 and build my lenses that way for the price of a D750. So what are your thoughts? I want to know those down below. Now, should this be a thing you should wait to, you know, kind of wait to purchase, or should this be something, you know, that's just like, well, it's not really a big issue if it only happens once in a while? Just keep in mind, moments only happen once in a while, and if you get this annoying little streak, it could ruin a moment. That's all I got. I wanted to give my thoughts. This is really a big deal, and anyone who's really making a video or a blog about it is acknowledging that it's a big deal, even if they say that it is not. So this is something that needs to be changed. This was the Nikon D750 was the most popular camera in 2014 for Nikon, and they blew the damn boat on it again. I don't get it. It's just mind-blowing to me, but that's all I got. D750, it's tough to say recommend to someone who really wants to get into it because it's got extremely strong video functionality as well. But that's the issue. Sorry if you have a D750 and you didn't know that. You know, it's just not something that's good. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, and thanks for sticking around.